everyone. In this occasion, let's continue with the video. Jesus used to say that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich. I won't talk much, so let's just go to the project itself. We lately made a connection, which was amazing, being honest. Now we want to make the rest, which was the project was called. Um, let's see, we can see it on the Git bash, and on the Git bash we open here. We make an cd samp hdocs, and then we ls, and in here we see bookstores. Yes, cd bookstore, and that's it. Now we're gonna go books. That's it, bookstore. This is going to be funny, being honest. As I told you before, these videos are going to be fast. I'm going to make 4 videos straight, and after that, I'm going to take this as a reward. Okay, let's do it. Um, Let me go here and go to the code, and what I'm going to do is super easy. Let's look for Google here. And here I'm gonna put, let's open another momentum here, and I'm gonna say um, create the read and add query with PHP. That's it. And now let's see, you see this here on the index.php. I am going to make a just like a table or something like that. But being honest, a table is not like very practical. I prefer more like I don't know, like there are people that call it data sets or data tables. In my case, what I do is data tables, but is kind of more organized. First, let's create a file that we're gonna make the calls to the objects. Because remember that we're gonna use a book that I downloaded. That book is located on the users cd down, no, let's see, cd downloads ls, and here are too much files, so I'm just gonna make explorer that point here. And in here, there is the mini book that I was using, okay? And this mini book is the guide that I am going to use for the object-oriented programming, okay? This was gave by someone called UDevs on YouTube. Um, he is kind of a good dude, for being honest. I have now many people that teach very well. Let's wait for it to charge, and it is charged. Now you can see, you see, for example, let's see, what is object-oriented program? Well, it is programming, which is to write code to the computer, oriented or um, directed to objects. As simple as that. We can make a video explanation after I take my gift reward. Okay. But let's make a class here. The class that we're gonna create is going to be called book. I don't even need to see the book much. Being honest, I need to see it, but not much. So let's create here a file, and that is going to be called, for example, books. Okay, just like that. Let's create a file that is going to be books.php, and that's everything. And in here, I'm going to create the class. How are class structured? Being honest, they have changed twice in the whole time that I have learned PHP. I learned PHP when I had like 15 years old or something like that. So by the moment that I learned that I learned until now, it changed a little, but it is not much to take care of. So we're gonna see it right now. Okay, there it is. You see, it is new instance book. And let's make it. For example, it is like this. Book is equal to new. We can even put it like this. Book is equal, class book is equal to new, sorry, class book is equal to, um, for example, function display. And this function display displays the information from the book. And in this class, we are gonna put the attributes that are um, like the definition of the book. What we're going to do is to take this author title. We can even copy and paste. You will see, okay? We copy and paste, and in here, I'm gonna just change that to actually attributes. How can I make that? Well, let's put it like this. Attributes is equal to this, and let's copy this, put it on here, and let's change this to author. And by the way, this is an object, I think. Let's see, we have to declare that this have something, I mean that this is kind of the schema that is going to be followed. And for us to get it, we need to, yes, we can make it like that. Yes, okay. It's going to be, like, for example, public, and that's it. This can be, let's see how it is. What I don't remember right now is how I can put the this, if it is like a like a variable or like a function itself. And in the book, it's not very clear about it. They are very graphical here. So let's go to the attributes, how to create an object here. Objects in PHP. And that's it. It's not that complicated. You see, do foo. Okay, echo doing foo. That's okay. What we're gonna do is simple. Okay, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But what I want is another way. This one. Look, this one. I like this one. This is like one of the old ways of doing it, but being honest, is kind of the best ones. I like this one much. But there's another one that is on the object itself. Okay, here it is. You put the name of the, you put it like this. We're not gonna erase that. But for example, you see new object. By the way, we were not bad. We were okay. You see the new object here? Let's see how to create a new object inside of a class. So we're gonna see it here. You can see public A, and that's it. The problem is the brackets actually. It is like this. Title. Um, let's put for example. By the way, this is something that we can use in a future thing. Okay, object. Let's put this here, and you see this. Let's erase all this. No, I'm not gonna erase it. This is we will not do it. Let's make an ID here, and here we're gonna put delete. Okay, and delete and delete. That's it. Let's put public, 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 and public, and that's it. By the way, this can be private, protected, and a lot of things, but by the moment, I'm gonna leave it like this, just to change and put the values that it correspond to it. The author, let's put an object just as an example. For example, I read a book many years ago that was called The Great Connection. Let's see the author of that book, The Great Connection. Author, book. Okay, book. The Great Connection, book. Um, book. And that's it. Let's put it like that book. The author is Arnie Warren, and I think that is this one. Let me make sure that it is. Yes, actually, is this one. I wrote it because of my aunt. She has it. She had it, and I took it and I read it every time that I have free time. So let's put here the author is Arnie Arnie Warren. Arnie Warren. And the title is, let's, by the way, this is like this, if I'm not wrong. The title, let me see something. Yes, it is double, it is semicolon here. The title is The Great Connection, and the price, let's leave it like that. This in a stock, let's leave it like that, and the ID, let's leave it like that. We see that error here, but that error is kind of normal because we are actually doing it all right. I mean, there is no error here. If I close and I open again, you will see that the error will disappear, okay? And it didn't because, I don't know. No, in that, well, maybe it's because we are missing here the other semicolons. And these things, let's close it and open. And we still have an error, and why? I don't know. Oh, yes, yes. It's because this should be like a variable. I was even thinking that, but I was not. I didn't remember the public thing here. This should be like public, private, protected, and so on. When it is private, it doesn't change much. The difference is that when it's going to be displayed, you should display it from the display function that is located on this scope. These are kind of an advanced topics. So for us today, as we want to do a fast project, let's leave it like as public, okay? And we're gonna insert a new book up behind. Below this one, okay? We got this book here, and what we have to do is to export this function. And on the display, what I want to do is to display the author, title, price, stock, and ID. How am I going to be able to do that? Well, there are different ways. The first and most recommended is an array. I just make an array, and in here I put, for example, the author, the title. I am pressing Alt, the title, the price, the stock, and the ID. Then Control C, and then on here I'm gonna paste, and I'm gonna put just a comma over here. You see this ID? Okay. You see this ID? Let's put this like this. And apparently we're still missing something, and it is that we should pass maybe I don't know. Let's see here the array. Array, array, and that's it. Array, array. What I wanna know is how to save the array. Okay, object array, and here it shows you how to save an array. An array is saved in this way. So we were doing it back like this. Author is equal to the variable, let's say author, and title is equal to title. We go down. Price is equal to price, and comma, and so on. This is kind of repeating the same thing. So let's copy and let's erase this one to do it fast. And let's put here, oh, sorry. Uh, we got an error here, use unassignable variable title. Oh, the thing is that we are not able to get this author here, but this is possible by just making this. We say book, an arrow, and that's it. If I am not wrong, let's see. Book, author. It takes such a while. Let's see. The thing is that usually, yes, there we go. Usually, languages has different things, but this is very simple. We have to put this here, this author, and on here it says when you find a variable this and this. Oh yes, it is that this should be like this way. There you go. Now this title, this is also the this is an object that makes reference to the self object itself. I was working one time with a group of developers that they explained me this. They explained to me how this works. Um, and there was a developer that was called Joseph, and also another one that was called uh, um, Junior or something like that, and Raúl, Ariel, and Andrew. And I remember that all of them were very good with object-oriented programming. Um, I say this because you might be thinking, but Reina, how can you be sure that this is going to work? I mean, the code that you're writing. Well, I will tell you one thing. As well as you go out from your house and you see that the things remain in the same place, usually, almost always, same things happen with the code. If you make good foundation, um, can even, how can I say, can even come afloat in certain way to the earth. And on your mind, you will have the foundation that you made, sorry. And when you resurrect, let's say, you will know more or less the same foundation. This is something that some people are going to argue against, but many others that are wise are going to understand. Even wisdom itself explains that wisdom keeps the life of those who words it. Now, why? Okay, you see the price here, it says price is price, and that's it. You see that this display function, this is going to be super easy to make it work. We're gonna just return this array, and that's everything. I mean, that was like, you see this the book that I showed you before, this one here. Believe it or no, this whole book is is almost explaining all it is. Display, for example, info. The whole book is almost only this. That's it. And what we can do is also that we can make a class that not only display an example info, but also calls the info from the database. And in that case, we can even make that the info in that case is kind of private because these ones are public to the public, but the ones that we make the call can be private. But we're gonna save that for the next video. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to show this in the index homepage. Let's make it, okay? We're gonna make a request here. How is that request? It's super simple. We're gonna go here. We're gonna make PHP request, or sorry, require once, and then books that PHP semicolon, and we close here. Let me see something. I think that I am not missing. No, I am not missing anything. So let's go and you see this array. Let's try to show it kind of in a table, but in a table that we make ourselves. So let's look for a nice table on, for example, as I always use Bootstrap, let's use Bootstrap. Nice table on Bootstrap. I also use Tailwind, and I even prefer Tailwind better than Bootstrap. But as PHP is usually more used with Bootstrap, that's why I will use Bootstrap instead of Tailwind. Let's do it. Okay, on the T head here, let's create a table just like this one. And but I want to explain you the difference of tables on Bootstrap. The difference that exists on table on Bootstrap is that they have an appearance that is kind of friendly, and that's what makes those tables kind of more acceptable. But the tables that come usually only on HTML, they are too. It is like, how can I say, too dry or something like that, like too strict, too just a table and that's it, you know. But on Bootstrap, they have like like if they have like a season, a little season or something like that, salt, you know. And that little thing I like. And let's look for the getting started here, and let's take the CDN. In this case, as I told you, we're gonna make this fast. So the CDN really fast. This is going to be a very weird video because I don't like to make things fast, but that is necessary sometimes. So let's go here and make a copy, and there you go. It seems weird, I know, but it has its sense. Here, the SRC is the location where the JavaScript is. Integrity is like saying, hey, I am using this with validation, okay? And cross origin is like, okay, I am gonna be like anonymous, but you know who I am because of this code, actually. By the way, this is something that they manage only them, so that's on the line 32, baby. Okay, let's go now to the T body. And on the T body, I'm gonna paste again. And let's close this, and let's close the table as well. And that was everything. Now, let me take out this thing on the line 40. Interesting. Let's go now. You see the number one here? Let's change all those variables for the values that we got from the array. How are we going to be able to do that? Well, that's going to be very, very fun, to be honest. I like this part very much. And let's see first, because I don't like to make mistakes when I can avoid them. So let's see now, for example, you see get info function, that's it, okay? Set age, okay. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to first, I'm going to try to print R on here. I'm going to make a pre, and I'm going to make an aperture of PHP, and then a closing, and I'm gonna say print R. Let me see how much time we have on this. Okay, the video I have to leave it here, okay? So in the next one, we're gonna continue. Sorry for the delay, but I know that you will understand. And in the next video, you will see the displaying of the info and more things. Remember that Jesus Christ loved you. So don't waste your time and wait for the next video. Bye bye.